distribution of chi-squared statistics for chi-square independence test. I'm going to go through everything we just did, and then I am going to come over here and we're going to show you how to set up the actual chi-square problem. It's a very long problem. So the actual chi-square problem is going to look like this. I'm going to use this formula, but you're going to use it over and 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 over for every single piece. So to start with, we had, this was in the book, it's table 1213 on page 567, and we're given just these pieces where you have the single abstained is 67, the single to 1 to 60 is 213, the single to over 60 drinks is 74, and so the total for the single people is 354. Then you have the married, the widowed, the divorced. Okay, and you have a total of the abstained, the total that have 1 drink to 60 drinks per month, and the total for who has more than 60 drinks a month. And then you have the overall total, or I like to call it the total. Okay, and so we went through, and your first step was to find the null hypothesis, or what would it be. And since we want to determine that marital status and alcohol consumption do not have an association, that would become our null hypothesis. Okay, so our alternative hypothesis is just the fact that we take the marital status and alcohol consumption are associated. So we want to prove one or the other. Well, actually, you can't prove the null, but you can disprove the null, right? So with that, we're going to look at our expected frequencies within. So within our expected frequencies, if we're looking like at the abstained total in the abstained column and the married, right? So our beginning frequency is going to be basically the abstained total, right, over the total. But because we're also determining that we just want to look at the married abstained, right, we're going to multiply that total by the column of the married. And so what we end up getting is, to figure out what our expected value, or our E, is for this married abstained, right, we have to look at this abstained total, which is 590, times the married total, which is 1173, and divide it by the total, which is 1777. And we do that for every single one. We did it for that one, which is in black, right? And then we did it for this one, which is in brown, basically the single over 60 drinks. So the single over 60 drinks was the single row, 354, times the over 60 column, 225, divided by the total, 1772. And we also did it, we just do it for all of them. And one more example was the married column, right? So the married over 60, or no, married with 1 drink to 60 drinks. So we decided it would be this one, or no, not married, it's widowed, sorry. We decided to do the widowed and the 1 to 60 drinks. So we had to look at the row, which is the widowed row, which is 143, times the 1 to 60 drink row column, which is 957, divided by the total, which is 1772. And you just keep doing that for every single one of these. Okay? And now you have the expected value and the observed value, right? So, and we have everything we need to plug into the equation. So now we need to plug it into the equation.